What happens when we safeguard our past, or when we keep a record of our present? We may not always be cognizant of it, but archiving is seeped into every aspect of our lives. We are constantly gathering and preserving documents, images, ingredients, objects, materials, experiences, and ideas, all of which shape who we are and how others understand us. When Liwan approached us for this collaboration, we had just spent many months deep into an active archive called Past Disquiet. And with Liwan being an archival project at heart, it was only fitting that the theme for the fourth and final module of this first edition of El Journal be design and archiving. To build our very own archive, we turned to some of the people who are creating, curating, and carving out our current visual landscapes and the many forms of archiving that allow us to deepen our understanding of them. Between raising questions of tangibility with regards to archives and diving into historically important libraries, we look at the power of this practice in visually preserving heritage, as well as its importance in shaping the future of design in the region, from typography and textiles to architecture, community, and culture. We wanted El Journal to act as a resource and reference, especially for design students and younger practitioners. We wanted it to occupy space in classrooms, libraries, cafes, and be at the center of design conversations, not just living on shelves in people's homes, out of sight and out of mind. We wanted something malleable that can be held in one hand or glued to your face on your commute so you can read all the way through it. And, once you're done with it, to be displayed as one of your collectibles. On the inside of El Journal, given the breadth and hierarchies of information that coexist on its pages, we chose a grid that allowed for accessibility, legibility, and versatility. Since the publication is bilingual Arabic-English, a big factor to achieving this is creating a streamlined and cohesive language system. Because these languages run in opposite directions, we wanted to lean into that and enmesh them in the layouts, which allowed us to at once constantly expose the reader to both, together, and not have any repeated visuals, so that each page offers something new. What we are trying to answer with this is, how do we lessen the burden on you, the reader, and let the grid lead in a way where things are as predictable as they are exciting? The next piece to this puzzle was the typography, where we opted for a combination of classic and established typefaces paired with experimental and pioneering ones, such as Kahaza. Kahaza is a font by Toufiq Dawi, the designer and founder behind type foundry Hey Porter, based in Amman, Jordan. We knew we wanted to work with one of Toufiq's typefaces from the beginning, and it was through browsing his library that we were inspired to make the Arabic logotype for El Journal. From there, we were able to tweak, adjust, pinch, and refine until we landed on the one: robust and refined. This became the starting point for the rest of El Journal's visual identity. We rendered multiple patterns through extracting and experimenting with some of the Arabic letter forms. While some of these patterns portray Liwan's unique and interesting architecture in a way, the colors for El Journal's identity reflect its vibrant and fervent community, a space with a mission. From research to documentation, archiving is fundamental to every step of the design and creation process. It informs our decision-making, pushes us to reflect on our influences, and allows us to build on the histories we belong to and the futures we are creating. With increasing climate disasters, political instability, and the precarity of the digital world we live in, the vulnerability of our belongings is a reminder of the necessity of archiving, a practice that breathes life into our legacies. For the past 5 months, life and legacy have been at the forefront of our minds as we bear witness to the most violent aggression Palestinians in Gaza have been subjected to in the history of the Zionist occupation's 75-year-long settler colonial project. Everything from sacred human life to heritage sites to soil as old as said sacred human life has been destroyed in ways so cruel and devastating none of us will or should ever forget. While so much of indigenous Palestinian knowledge, literature, culture, architecture, and land has been destroyed, we are reminded of our duty to continue building not just an archive of our existence, but also of our fight for liberation, from the river to the sea.